Webinar is being live streamed.
Yeah, it's being live streamed. Yeah, it's like gonna live stream to YouTube.
Okay.
Okay, you're all set, Mike.
We're all set?
Sorry
Okay.
about that.
No, that's fine. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 5:34. Sorry for the delay. We had a little glitch here. But we've got it all figured out. Board member roll call.
Angie Rawling.
Jamie Percy.
Bob Jarvis.
Gardner. Approval of the agenda, ARPA money request to upgrade the SCADA system. Final wastewater allocation permit approval for the Fire District Number 2 water station. Public comment and adjourn.
So moved.
Seconded.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bob, aye.
Mike, aye. Perfect. Okay, Darcy.
Okay, I know you guys have read the narrative on the SCADA computer system upgrade, but I'd like to go over just a little bit. Maybe I'll make it more understandable what it actually does. It's called the Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition. And what it does is it monitors and interfaces with the plant's main PLC, which is our programmable logical controller. So we really have two main systems. The systems that the programmers program at the plant, and then there's the interface for the operators called the SCADA. It does three major things. It monitors and allows us to interface everything at the plant. It monitors the 11 major pump stations, and it controls the emergency dial-out system. And it's all outdated and will no longer be supported by the end of 2023, which is the most important part. So without this, we can't control what's going on at the plant. We can't see our pump stations, and we'll have no dial-out system telling us when alarms are alarming. So it's a critical system component at the wastewater treatment facility. This also includes a full backup system, a full backup unit hard drive to have on site. So instead of it going down and being without days and literally going to each pump station every single day and checking, make sure everything's okay, we'll be down for hours. And I'll be able to work with the techs to bring it back up onto line without having to actually ship it anywhere to be fixed. So any amount of time that that's down is bad. And it's time to upgrade it. So.
Is this sorry.
Nope, go ahead.
I was gonna ask if this is gonna allow you to remote access, like if an alarm goes off and you're not.
Yeah.
If you're home, you can log into it.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yep. And this is going to be a total upgraded system, as in it'll have all the best technology incorporated into it. And I think if you look at the price tag at $26,517, you're getting all of that built into a system. Plus, we also have all of our maintenance, all of our upgrades, all of our tech support is all included in that. It's a critical component, like I said. So I am here this evening to ask you for the ARPA funding to apply toward this purchase.
Anybody have any questions or comments?
I believe we already were I know I was leaning in that direction.
Well, I know this was on your initial, request, right, Darcy? Wasn't that with the heat? That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm all for it. The only concern that I have, right now is we have the land purchase, that we don't have the VORAC grant for as of yet. And, which there was some positive news the other day on that. I think we all saw that.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm hesitant to take the ARPA money right now. I'm not hesitant to spend ARPA money on the project at all. I'm hesitant to take it right now until we get the VORAC grant to reimburse our, the ARPA money for the land purchase. And I totally understand. So I have a question, Darcy. How long is that price good for?
Well, it's been on the table for a while now. as
Yeah.
you know, I think I sent that in a couple of months ago, so.
Yeah, no, I know. I know that. That's why I was curious.
Yes, so I would say he's being very flexible with me at this moment, and waiting for your response. So, I mean, let's face it, in a year from now, if something goes completely hinky and we have no SCADA system, this is not something they can whip together in 2 hours.
Right.
It's not like a regular computer where they can just go, oh, we'll put some programming on that. I mean, this is like months in the working. So if it ever permanently goes down, we get no alarms. We get, we have no security software. We won't be able to interface with any of our pump stations. It's just going to leave us completely blind. So I think the critical aspect of it needs to be weighed, if that makes sense.
What was the total amount? 30?
No,
26.
26,517.
Right. I guess the question is, what do we have in ARPA funds at this time? It should have been
I
my,
think there's like 230,000 left right now because we
Yes,
took, we took,
229 and change.
Yeah, we
After you
took-
bought the excavator.
yeah, we took 74 out for the excavator. Yep.
Which we all appreciate.
Yeah.
That's going to save us a ton of money too.
Right.
um,
So, and I think the land, I don't remember what we had for that land purchase, what the numbers were. And I think they were a little bit high for what the estimate was,
right.
but I'm not positive of that until we get into that.
When did you know when the grant is available? Let me
I
ask
wish
you that.
I wish we knew it yesterday, Darce, or today,
Right.
or Monday or
Right.
Tuesday,
Yeah, we,
the email that we got the other day was they were working on, they had stuff in front of them at the, the VORAC department, whatever it is. And they were back working on things. I think it was a staff issue that they were having trouble with, the way I understood it. And I'm not positive of that, but that's just the gist of the conversations that I've had,
Okay,
So-
so yeah, I guess where I'm at, like if I don't get the ARPA funding, that my only other recourse would be then to dip into our very meager capital fund. It has to be done one way or another. So
did the company say, a portion to get started? Did they have to put that?
no, it's all or nothing. It's a
Well,
total.
if they know it's
system.
coming, is where I was going.
Well, can I ask about the ARPA funds? And I'm not the ARPA funds, the grant. Is that all, that's entirely reimbursement? In other words, we have to expend and then get reimbursed?
No.
It ended up being a timing issue.
Right. So the VORAC grant and I apologize, Bob, I don't remember the exact number that the VORAC grant was written for. I want to say it was 275 or thereabouts.
Right.
I don't remember. I think the purchase of the land, and I don't remember, I don't have those numbers in front of me.
I don't
right now.
remember the numbers either, but it came in, I believe it was a little over 300 or something. It was more than we expected.
Well, no, that was not the purchase of the right of way project and that from Sean.
I thought we were talking about the 301 acres. Or
Nope, that's totally separate. That's VHCB,
Right.
and the land trust. The ARPA money is the ARPA money that we have left. I'd like to try to save that until we get the VORAC grant or not, because we're at a deadline on that land purchase of sometime in June. I don't remember the date. I don't think we have a date actually, but it's in June. And the land purchase of the 301 acres hinges on that access piece.
Right. Okay.
So-
All right.
Yeah, so I definitely want to purchase this computer system upgrade for Darcy. I think every one of us does. I just don't want to jeopardize that other project if we need that money until we get the VORAC grant. I really.
I'm not diminishing the importance of the VORAC.
No, I understand. No, I understand that.
But if I understood everything today correctly, the system that Darcy's asking for is a must-have. And they're both close to a must-have because I really like the right of way, the land purchase and all, and it means a lot for the town. But one of these things is daily operations and the other is not.
And that's true. Darce, let me ask you this question. Do you have the 26.5 in your capital fund?
I'll check with Alan. I mean, I do, but it's going to take up maybe a third of that, which is, it's like I said, it's fairly meager. So my intention was to reserve that for a time and period where we have no choice but to either use capital funds or go to the users for a loan.
Right.
I'd rather do it this way and not have to ask them for more money down the road in the O&M budget, because that's what's going to happen. So if we spend this out of the capital fund, it'll inevitably go up over the years because we're going to have to replenish it.
Well,
I guess.
But we
But no, I was thinking
transfer the money
for
after.
the money.
Right. So what we could do, Darcy, is we could take the 26,000 out of your capital fund. We expend and get your upgrade system now.
Right.
And then I'm really confident that VORAC grant is going to come in. I
Right.
really am.
Yes.
Everybody is, Rebecca, all of us. And even the email that we got the other day.
Right.
Sounded really positive. Then we can take that ARPA money and we can reimburse that 26.5 after, if that makes sense.
It
Because-
does make sense. I guess maybe run it by Alan, technically.
Well, we know that we can take the ARPA money and do what we want with it because that is now in the general fund. That is not. Right.
Right, and just so you know, it's reported as like revenue replacement.
Right.
Is the way
Right.
it's reported under ARPA. So basically, if you use that, we would just replace it with the ARPA.
Right.
So we can do that, right, Tara? We got that email the other day and we got confirmation of that.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Because I agree with you, Darcy. This is a system that you need. It's one of those things where, which way do we go here? But and I
Yeah,
want
I
to
mean,
be
it
bold.
would essentially be like if all the computers went down at town hall.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
No, I
exactly
understand.
a good comparison.
I understand totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to, and I know that, take the money out of the capital fund and then replace that money when with
the ARPA money.
with ARPA money once we receive
VORAC.
the grant and
Yes.
everything else.
Just
That's what I
knowing
think.
that if we don't get the ARPA granting, I just want to be devil's advocate.
I'm
Don't
glad
get
you
the ARPA
are.
funding. We will have to raise O&M budget for the years to come to re-supplement that portion of the budget. That
Right.
will definitely.
We all understand that, Darcy.
I'm glad
Okay,
you're devil's
I just want to be
right.
clear, that's all.
I'm glad you're devil's advocate. Doesn't bother me one bit. No, it doesn't. You should be. You should be devil's advocate. You're doing your job.
Right, I just want you to make it aware, I guess.
Yeah, no, you're doing your job. and-
Not like, Darcy, why did that go up? I'm just saying,
No.
remember that meeting we had?
Yeah, no, I'm glad you're doing your job, nurse. I really am. That makes me really happy. So,
Well, can I ask another question though? Assuming that it comes out of the capital fund, we're now relying on the grant in order to replenish the capital fund.
Right.
And then now, worst case is we don't get the grant. Then I think we as a board still have a decision to make as to how we're going to expend the ARPA funds.
absolutely,
Now we're back in the same boat. Do we?
absolutely.
Or do we? So we're not saying for sure how we're going to spend that. Right now, we're hoping we get that grant.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
So, and Darcy will just have to make your case again.
Well, I really don't think we're gonna have a case to make because
Yeah.
we're just gonna have to figure.
Yeah, at that point, it's gonna be done.
Right,
Right?
exactly. It's all done. It's all paid for and done.
Right. So I guess tonight you making a motion to approve me to expend that out of capital?
Yep, that's what I was just gonna do.
Yep,
I make the motion that we allow $26,517 to come out of the capital fund for this project to be covered hopefully by, ARPA money in the future when we get our grant. Fingers crossed, everybody.
second that. For the computer upgrade.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
And I,
Jamie, I.
Bob, I.
Mike, aye. Thanks, Darce. Thanks for all of your input on that. And I'm glad you played devil's advocate on that. And I
And I'm
do.
hoping everything pans out for everyone. I mean,
Oh,
that
yeah.
would be the best case scenario.
Right? That's for sure.
Always good to put all the cards on the table, so.
Yep. No, it is. I like all the cards out there. I do. Transparency. It's transparency.
It truly is. Yeah,
That's all it is. It's transparency. It's working together, making things happen.
absolutely. That's the way it's got to go.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, your next one, Dar.
Yeah. So we have an application and I have a permit ready here for the fire district number 2. They submitted a completely thorough application. Amazing. They are building a state-of-the-art filtration system to filter out the PFAS from the drinking water in the Pownell Valley. And they are going to be discharging the filtrate water. Boy, I tell you, we've been back and forth on this actually for a couple of years now, really, from the initial conversations. And even though the state and the federal don't have any regulations right now, you know me, I'm always looking toward the future. So I know there will be.
And we appreciate that.
So I built a permit with permit conditions. And we've come up with a formula that will actually allow us to do quarterly sampling upon what they're actually discharging. Now, if you put this in perspective, they're already discharging the PFOA or PFAS every time they flush their toilet or use their sink. So we're basically removing that component from the public consumption and for a health benefit, obviously. And then just instead of it discharging from toilets and sinks and tubs, we're going to be discharging it from the plant itself, which is I can regulate where I can't regulate someone flushing 30 gallons a day. So this way it's a more controlled situation. The flow is doable. It's equal to about 5 houses. The regulations that we're putting in place is quarterly sampling with a special formula for us. But anything that they submit to the state, they will also be required to submit to us. Any additional testing that becomes necessary will immediately be incorporated into their permit. And yeah, so we also want to make sure our ducks are in a row and just make sure they get their wastewater permit once that we issue the allocation to them. So this is just the allocation. This is the portion that says we are going to give you 5 EUs worth of allocation for this project. So the resulting is, and here's a boon, it's going to be about $8,000 add to the capital fund. So there we go. And it's going to give us 5 EUs per year, which is a definite add. Now they're also adding manholes into the system, which is fantastic because if we have any question over color, nature of discharge, chemicals, anything, we pop a manhole and we can take an instantaneous sample right there and have it tested ourselves. And that'll be at 3 different locations. So I think all the bases are covered for now and for the future. And like I said, if there's any other further, permitting or treatment or anything that's required, the permits allow us to do that. So I'm asking permission for the allocation tonight so that they may go to the state and receive allocation. They're okay from the state. And they will also have to go through an actual connection permit, which I issue. I'm on site with them. I'm watching them dig the holes, making sure the pipes are laid correctly and all of that before they backfill, taking ties or the manholes are. But tonight I'm just asking you for the allocation.
Oh, so right now, there's no PFOA limit by the state?
There
or
is not. I
On
believe-
sewer?
On the sewer end. There is on the water end, but they've given me documentation saying that the discharge is actually meets drinking water. So
Okay,
what they'll be discharging is actually like drinkable compared to whatever water standard they have out there. So, yeah, like I said, we're getting it anyway. This way we're getting it in a controlled way
yep,
where we can monitor and manage it.
Well, it sounds like we're gonna get it in a better way because right now, the way you're getting it, is it drinkable, right? I mean, I guess it is because it's in the faucets, but at least we know it's gonna be drinkable after it comes through this filtration system.
right.
And
Exactly. It's a true betterment for everyone in that section
everyone,
of town.
exactly. This is
it
kind of a
adds-
no-brainer.
Yeah, it
just
adds to our
excited.
U base and it's easy to monitor. It's like I said, it's 5 houses a day is what the gallonage ends up being.
I totally think, and it looks to me, I read the permit over and stuff, and it looks like you've covered all the bases with, the sampling and all your stuff down the road, so,
Yep,
you know,
good job.
I'll entertain a motion to, give Darcy the wastewater allocation permit.
So moved.
Second it.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bye-bye.
Mike, aye. That take care of you, Darcy?
That takes care of me for this evening. Thank you for your time.
Thanks,
As
Darcy.
always.
Very much.
And again, nice job with everything that's going on, Darcy. It's a pleasure.
As always, it's a pleasure to work together with all of you.
For sure.
Coming up with resolutions. That's all that matters.
It's all that matters. Thanks,
All right.
Darcy.
You guys
Thank
have a good
you.
evening.
You too.
Good night.
Night.
Right.
Any public comment, Hannah?
Nobody has their hands up.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bye-bye.